good to go every which way. I hope everybody is doing amazing. Hello, lovely people. Welcome, vets and newbies. You know, I'm all about calling people transformers. Why I always say because we are all transforming at the end of the day, right? Like we are all working on something in this season of our lives. Sorry, I did not even turn that phone and put that on silent, but we're just going to keep on going. If you don't know, I am Coach V. I am the New Love Strategist with New Thing Life Coaching. I'm a certified life dating and relationship coach. I'm also an online dating consultant. I work with single Christian women. I help single, frustrated ladies when it comes to renewing their hearts while also preparing them with the intentional dating skills that are necessary to win at what I call kingdom love. All right. When I do that, I do it via one on one coaching. I also have my 12-week intensive. I got a monthly membership program. I have many different things that are available in order to help ladies because I am serious about what I do. I'm serious about what it is that God has called me to do. And there's so many different things that you can learn about at newthinglifecoaching.com. While you go there, make sure you subscribe to stay in the know because there's always a lot of goodies and deals and different things like that. I always like to give you the new news. So let me just go ahead and say 2022, y'all already know it's all about the We Will Win movement. I've been making everything about hashtag We Will Win. And of course, that's primarily based off of you being a part of either the N2L monthly membership program or New Heart Academy. So currently, N2L, again, that is the New Love Language monthly membership program. It is self-paced. Every month you get access and a new transformational course gets unlocked. You get some type of merchandise shipped to your door. Ladies have been getting hoodies, t-shirts, rings, necklaces, water bottles, tank tops, all kind of things that have We Will Win on it. All right. So you can always join that at any time. Again, it is month to month. You can cancel at any time. This month's course, we were actually doing Teach Me to Submit because, of course, I know that submission is something that a lot of ladies, we don't really like to talk about. And we think that it's something we can bypass because we're single. So I went in depth in that course about that. And then next month's course is all about loving me. It's all about, just self-love and looking at love in general. And then coming up outside of N2L, New Heart Academy. Y'all know I'm always talking about New Heart Academy. That is my 12-week intensive. That is and just that's all I can really say. It is like a transformational academy. It is 12 weeks of you really, really, really doing the work. It is that one-stop win at love shop, as I like to call it, because it is about healing your heart, renewing your mind after trauma, finding your purpose. It's about womanhood, communication, advanced dating skills, understanding men, attracting the men that actually fit your vision, not your friend's vision, not what people are telling you, you need to wait for and be with this kind of man. No, it's talking about the kind of man that fits you and helping you attract that man. We cover so many different things inside of New Heart Academy. We begin July 20th. So there's that information. Lastly, let me say, I see a lot of you have been enrolling in droves when it comes to Ascend 21. That is my 21-day self-love challenge. We start June 2nd. It's 21 days, 21 videos, 21 challenges, $21. As long as you register, you'll have access to the replay, so you can consider it self-paced if you want to, okay? But I hope you all caught the Freedom Reigns podcast that I did recently. I started a new series also called Loving Me, and that episode was called Inhale, Exhale, Woosah. I wanted to talk about your mental health and your emotional stability and how I see that is something that is a part of self-love, and it's something that is tripping a lot of women up. So catch that podcast if you did not already, but I know that is not why you are here. So now that we got all of that fun stuff out the way, I want to talk for a little bit for Fresh Faced Friday. That is when you get a little bit of a training video, okay? And here's what I want to chat about. And you can see based on the title, you can see because I had even posted it, of course, on Facebook earlier. I think I put it in the group. Sorry, I don't know what's going on here as far as Instagram is concerned. I think we're good there. But I realize that as a lot of you, you're dating and interacting with men and entertaining men, connecting with men, you're getting frustrated. I'm realizing that many of you are also talking about and complaining about how there's pee in the dating pool and God needs to send help and kind of do something in order to, even throw some salt in there to try to clean out the pee or whatever that's going on. I always talk about modern dating, right? We know that modern dating, it can be a little intense. It can be a little bit, different because, let's be real at the end of the day. Dating today can be something else. I feel like there are so many different rules when it comes to dating. There are all of these things that we're told to do and not to do. And of course, dating while Christian, that is something that is already That is a world in and outside of itself, right? When you think about Christianity, when you throw religion inside of the mix. I hear a lot of you complaining about inconsistent men, which that is something I've dealt with before as well. But of course, now that is something I was able to overcome, and yet I don't even have time getting into that. I hear a lot of people who, are trying to figure out what dating really is. And they're trying to determine if they are dating properly or they're making up the way that dating is supposed to be done. And it's like, that's not even what dating's even about. Like, it is so many different things when it comes to dating. And it makes me sad, I'll say, because I realize that a lot of women, they're getting so frustrated where it's like, you know what? I don't have time for this. I'll just stay single. I'm not dealing with any of this foolishness. Like, I don't have time. I'll just focus on me. I'll work on this and whatever else. And that's fine if you truly mean it. But what makes me sad is the women who say that and they don't mean it. They don't mean that at all. They don't want to just give up on dating. They don't want to give up on their happily ever after. But they are frustrated with what they are experiencing with modern dating and, again, with the pissy dating pool. I don't know about y'all, but the background that I come from, my grandmama, we weren't even allowed to say piss. And, like, first of all, I really don't use that word. But sometimes when I'm talking about the dating pool, I do, like, my kids don't use it. Like, it's really not something I say. So forgive me if any of you are like a little old school like me and knowing that, like, that was just a word that was completely forbidden. I do know that modern dating is like a job in and of itself. It's like a part-time job in and of itself. And especially if you have online dating, like my clients know when they're doing online dating, I check in with them and I make sure, like, I tell them, like, this is how often you should be logging on. This is how much time that you really need to spend when it comes to online dating. Dating is one thing. Online dating is something completely different. But even though I used to complain about there being pee in the dating pool, I no longer agree with that. I don't. I no longer agree with that. I think that is a lie because I'm realizing that, first of all, if there's pee in it, then why would you keep showing up to a pool that has pee, first of all? And that would mean if you're saying that there's pee in the dating pool, then you are generalizing and you are talking about the entire dating pool. That means you're talking about all the people who are currently dating are inside of that dating pool. And we know that that is just simply not the case. It is not full of pee at all. I know that I myself, yes, I put myself back out there when it came to dating and when it came to online dating. I have an amazing man. And I think if anything, y'all should be praying for him at the end of the day. I have clients who are in the same boat. I have clients who are having the best time of their lives dating MVPs. And I'm talking about, like, good men. I hate to say quality and high value, but dating, and I say MVP, and I'm talking about the most valuable potentials for them. I have clients who are inside of that boat. I have clients who are now in happy, healthy relationships. I have clients who are engaged. I have clients who are married. I have clients who have newborn babies, clients who are pregnant, clients who, maybe the child just turned 1, all of these different things. I have clients who are winning. And if I myself am winning, right? We all got these men from the pools that y'all are claiming are pissy, but it's not, though. Not in general. And I'm only going to take just a couple more minutes because I really don't. There's only 2 things that I want to say about this, okay, when it comes to 2 reasons why your dating pool is pissy. Your dating pool, because it's not dating in general. It's not. We're not going to just put that all the way together when it comes to modern dating. There might be a reason why your dating pool has pee in it and why you are frustrated with the rank celery smelling men that you are coming across in this season of your life. Because if you're saying that, it means that the men that you encountered are all lumped together. And like I said earlier, even when I posted about it, you can change your swimwear. You can get a new cute bathing suit. You can pin your hair up. You can shave. You can oil up. You can put on some sunblock, sunscreen, the whole 9. You can do all of that. But if you keep showing up to the same pool, you shouldn't expect things to go different. 2 reasons. 1 reason why your dating pool is full of pee. Yeah, I'm going to come for you just a little bit, just a tiny bit. Not really. This is really not that serious. Is because you do not have what I call HISA. No HISA. When I say this, I am talking about high intensity self-awareness. If you're complaining about the men that you meet and the men that you are dating, the men that you are connecting with, the men that you are entertaining, you're complaining about who they are. But my question is, who are you? Can you truly answer that? Because if you know who you are and you know that to the core of it all that you are an amazing woman, you got good self-esteem, self-worth, da 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 da, then you wouldn't even be in that pool that is full of pee to begin with. So first of all, you need to look at your HISA. And of course, self-awareness is exactly what it says. It is an awareness of self. When we are self-aware, we are literally, that means you are going to be able to recognize your strengths and your weaknesses. And this knowledge, this information that you are going to have a high awareness of, that is why I say this high intensity. It means that you know yourself on the fullest, deepest, most possible level there is. It is going to help you set goals for yourself. You'll know where you have room to grow, and that is always a good thing. You're going to have those strengths that help you feel confident in your ability to improve on your weaknesses. You're going to know all of these things about yourself. It is an increased level of self-awareness. And with that, again, that means you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, you know your talents, you know your purpose, you know your gifts, you know your spiritual gifts, you know your core three, right? Which is your core identity, your core value, and your core beliefs. You know your love language. You know that the roles that you have or the views that you have when it comes to gender roles. Because I know that some of my ladies are like, oh no, I believe that both the man and the woman should do this. No, I believe that it is the man's responsibility to do this. No, I feel like the woman should be handling this. I think what matters is as long as there's compromise. You know whatever your views are, you are clear on them, and you are not ashamed to say, I am not going to deviate from what I believe in. High intensity self-awareness means that, again, you know your purpose, you know your attachment style, you know your triggers. It means you know all of these things about you. I went in depth with all of those things in a whole course called Who Am I in the N2L monthly membership program. So you have to develop HISA, because only then will you actually know what it is you need and what it is you want. Like, you can't complain about the men and you can't complain about the dating pool when you're out here not knowing who you are, what you need. You don't know like any of those things. And that means that you are dating and giving chances to people that don't even fit your vision. I know for a fact that is true. I don't care which is, I'm sorry. Because I know that was me, and I see it in countless women. I have been coaching for many, many years now. I've been working one-on-one with women, and the women who have been complaining about dating today and men today and the men that they've been encountering, once we do the work and uncover some things with them, and we go through the whole process of ensuring that they do not leave my presence without knowing who they are, once they go through all of that, I'm telling you, you literally attract a whole new breed of men. Like, I mean, yeah, of course, you're still going to sometimes encounter, there's going to be the foolishness. There's always going to be craziness that is going to be hopping in your inbox, right? People that are going to be whatever at the gas station, the grocery store, yes, even at church. But because of you having that high, it's like, hey, I already know that this person does not fit my vision. So I'm not even mad, because I'm not even going to waste my time, because I know that this man is not where it's at. You will be able to know, like, you'll just know that you know that you know that you know. So I'm telling you, once you get to that place with you, and I'm not going to be like, oh, girl, until you heal, until you do that. No, until you literally just have some high intensity self-awareness and you know all of these things about yourself. Ladies who did the Vision workshop, like I had you go through all of these things about yourself. Once you know those things, you're going to date differently. Dating is going to be completely different. Again, you are going to start dating men that you've never, it's going to be like, where did these men come from? Like, I think about men that I dated even just a couple of years ago, and I'm just like, ugh, girl, what? Ugh, no. So that is reason number one. Reason number two that your dating pool is full of pee is because you don't know how to screen. You don't know how to screen while you are out here dating. I know dating is collecting data, blah, 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 whatever. I'm so sick of hearing all of that. What matters, truth be told, yeah, we can say that dating is collecting data, but truth be told, what matters is how you collect data and what data you are collecting. Because a lot of you still have that mentality of, no, first date, I'm asking all these are the important. When I see those posts, those are still the posts that literally make me cringe sometimes. When people like, these are the like, what questions did I ask on a first date? Like when I see the responses of other women, or when I see posts that women make, like these are the questions that you should ask on a first date. No, like y'all are going into it showing that it's like you're rushing. Nope, I don't have time to waste. I like to find all of this out up front, blah, 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 blah. So that way I know ahead of time. No, collecting data matters. It matters how you collected, one, and what data you are collecting. And then two, the issue is that a lot of you, not all, but a lot of you are going into it. You're going into dating. You're going into the dating scene. You're going into the dating pool. You're going on that first date, and you are immediately trying to decide if that man can be a good partner without you even trying to see if he is a decent person. Because in your mind, it's like, okay, I'm trying to figure out how often he prays, how often he goes to church. Does he want to get married? Does he have anyone who's a girlfriend that thinks they're a girlfriend? Anyone who, is he married? I go ahead and ask this. I make sure he knows how I feel about sex. I get all of that out on the first date. You're trying to see if he is a good partner, trying to see if he is going to check off the things that you have already deemed are important to you that fit the list. But you haven't even tried to see if he is a good person. Because being a good partner don't mean nothing. I need to know what kind of person you are. Because I don't know about y'all. I don't even like shady people around me at all. I don't care if we're not in a romantic relationship. I care about the company that I keep in general. So before I'm thinking, oh, are me and this girl about to be best friends? Are we going to form a new friendship and then start traveling? I'm trying to, I'm already picking up, what kind of energy they're putting out, what kind of person they are in general. What are they, where do they stand on certain things? I'm looking at their morals and values and whatever else. So do you know what you're even seeking in a partner? And first of all, is it spirit-led? Writing the vision is all about having a spirit-led vision about what God says about Christianity, about what God says about Christians, about what God says about a husband, what God says about a wife, what God says about marriage. So you have to have a spirit-led vision, first of all. But do you even know how to discern if a man is good? Do you know off the top of your head the 9 fruits of the spirit? Because a lot of us say, oh, I want a godly man, I want a Christian man, I want a man who, he's filled with the Holy Ghost and whatever else. Okay, do you know the 9 fruits of the spirit that are listed in Galatians 5:22 through 23? Do you even know how to test the fruit that he is producing? Because I always say, and everyone, you can have your own whatever. I've said repeatedly, I am less concerned about how often a man goes to church. That really does not bother me. I don't care if a man goes to church like twice a year. That is not my concern. My concern is, what is the personal relationship that you have with God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit? I am more concerned about, do you have evident the fruits of the Spirit? Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, goodness, self-control. Those are the things that I care about, because that's what's going to let me know who you are as a person. So you have to ask yourself, as you're complaining about, the men in the dating pool, do you even have godly wisdom? Do you know what wisdom is? Do you have wisdom? Are you aware that you can ask God for wisdom? Because if you're using wisdom, then you really wouldn't be complaining too much about the kind of men that are out there. You wouldn't really be that frustrated with the men who are in the dating pool and the men, because if you have wisdom, like, oh, okay, no, wisdom is already telling me that is not somebody I need to be involved with. Do you even know how to pray over a man that you are interested in? Do you know how to hear from God when God actually answers you about how to proceed? I always say dating without discernment is dangerous. A lot of you joined me, what was that, last year, year before last, when I did that. I think it was like a 2-night Bible study that I think is still available, Discerning While Interested. Like, you have to know all of these things. Do you know your core 3? Do you know what core 3 is? I'm always, again, talking about core identity, core values, core beliefs. You need to know who you are. You need to know what are your values, because you have to have shared values with a man. You need to know your core beliefs. What are those fundamental beliefs that you have that you are willing to stand on? Because guess what? When you start dating, you need to also be learning those things about a man as well. You need to know his core 3. You need to know those things. And you also want to make sure that that man knows who he is. You need to make sure that man knows what he values. You need to know that that man knows what he believes. And then you need to make sure that y'all can both accept each other. It's like, okay, this is who I am. This is who I am. Okay, I can accept that. Okay, these are my values. These are my values. Because y'all have to share the same values. Whatever somebody values, that is where their time, energy, and effort goes. That is, you invest the most in what you value. So if a relationship is going to work, then you got to make sure that y'all share the same values so that y'all are growing and going in the same direction. Now you're saying, okay, well, this is what I believe and this is how I believe. Then it's like, are you able to respect each other's beliefs? You don't have to share the same beliefs. Do you know how to respect each other's beliefs? Are you firm on your beliefs? Is this something that might really, really matter to you? And then it's like you find out later on that this man is completely against that or thinks that that's nonsense. Like, those are the things that you need to be finding out. And then those 4 marriage killers that I always talk about, those are the things that you also need to be finding out while you are dating, not first date, but while you're dating and, you know, in that casually dating stage, you need to be thinking about those 4 marriage killers that need to be assassinated now, because it's like, hey, I got to find out how you feel about blah, 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 before we, you know, get to that point of, you know, courting or being in a committed relationship, being engaged before we get married. Because again, they are called marriage killers for a reason. There are 4 things that will literally kill your marriage. I was talking about screening because, like I said, that's the number 2 reason that there might be pee in your pool. Do you even know how to screen? Am I yelling? Do you know how to screen? Do you know what screening is? There's an actual definition, and it says to test or examine something or someone to discover if there's anything wrong with him, her, or it. To screen means to test or examine someone or something to discover if there's anything wrong with him, her, or it. Now, I know some of you hear that, but then part of the problem is that too many women go into it, they're looking for something to be wrong. Like, oh, let's just see what his problem is. Let's just figure out what. No, maybe he doesn't have a problem, but maybe just whatever he has going on, it just doesn't fit your vision, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that he's a bad person. Doesn't mean that he's not a good person. It just means he is not good for you. But do you even know how to screen? Listen, if your dating pool is pissy, then you should stop diving in. If it's so pissy out there, if it's so full of pee, then don't you think you should stop swimming in it? Don't you think you should stop going head first in it? You need to develop HISA and know how to screen. There are so many good men out there. But then my question is, because I get sick of ladies at, but where they at though? Where's he at? I'm tired of waiting. I've been praying. I was asking God to send me a good husband. Would you even know a good man if he was in your face? Would you even know a good man who actually fits your purpose, your vision? Someone who can benefit off of your strengths and balance out your weaknesses. Someone who can, your spiritual gifts will also benefit him. Someone who might even share the same exact values that you have. Someone who might believe the same things that you feel when it comes to, like I said, gender roles. There are 7 things that the Bible even says when it comes to, what husbands are supposed to do. There are 7 characteristics of a godly husband. Do you even know what those things are? Would you even know a good man if he was in your face? I think about the small group that I host at my church on Thursday. And actually just last night I had this conversation with one of the ladies, and she was just talking about, she's like, truth be told, she's like, I realized, she's like, I typically take off. When I don't like certain things, I leave. I was like, oh, that was absolutely me. I was a runner. I was a bolter. I was a track star. Okay. Because if I did not like the way he chewed, I was out. If you didn't have any type of, if I didn't like where your stability was, I was out. If I felt like, oh, you did it out. If you even use one word, like one bad word when it came to profanity, out. But yet maybe a couple of nights ago, I probably just cursed my kids out of frustration, but asking God to forgive me. But I'm judging this man because he said a bad word. I'm like, oh, he's not even godly. Oh, he doesn't even go to church. Next. You're making how much money? Next. And I know one guy was like, yeah, he was only making X amount of money, but my fumble, he was only working just because he was bored. The man had so much money in the bank account, fumble. But I realize a lot of women, they're runners because it's like they're seeking perfection. They're seeking perfection in areas that they don't even have perfection. Like, none of us are perfect. But I think really what happens a lot of times when we're running is really just fear at the end of the day, but we're looking for a way out. Before I get hurt, let me just go ahead and let me find something wrong with him so I don't waste my time. That's fear. And then, there is that fine line where some women is very self-righteous and judgmental. funny how we want God to have so much grace when it comes to us? We want to be able to explain ourselves to God. God, this is why this, and oh God, well, at least God knows my heart and God understands me, and and we can repent. We'll talk to God, and we're working on this, and I'm still a work in progress, and I'm under construction. But then when it comes to men, again, those adversarial relationship skills that I always talk about, when it comes to men, we're again very dismissive. Nope, next, I'm out, I'm out, I'm out. If you are always saying there are no good men, then you don't know what what good is. You keep dating bad ones, meaning you chose them and allowed them to be a part of your life. The people that you actually choose or allowed to be a part of your life, that's part of your social circle. Social circle is a part of self-love that we are going to be talking about in Ascend 21. So trust that we are touching on that for 4 whole days. We are talking about the people that you give access to. Men, family, friends, co-worker. Yes, like I said, family is what, anyway. And if you're always saying that there are no good men, then guess what? You are literally reaping the harvest of the seeds that you have sowed with your own words. I always talk about thoughts, words, and actions. Those are all seeds. What are the things that you are thinking? What are the words you are speaking? And what are you doing? Those are all seeds that you are planting. So you've already planted all of those things ahead of time. And now you're going into that dating pool. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to end up reaping what you have already sown. Your thoughts, words, and actions have already predetermined what you are going to encounter in that pool. That's just that at the end of the day. So if you feel like your dating pool is just ratchet, stinking up the joint, full of pee, urinated, needs to be chlorinated, however you prefer to word it, maybe you need to take a break from dating, boo. Maybe you need to give it a pause and say, you know what, let me get clear on who I am, what I want, what I need. Let me make sure that I do have a spirit-led vision. And let me also ensure that I know how to screen people and screen men. Because I know for me, when I look back now after the fact, I know that there are many good men who are right there in my face. I didn't know that. First of all, I had trauma that was untreated. So my brain had not been rewired. So real love and good men, they look foreign. I was used to emotionally unavailable men. Also because of my anxious attachment style. So, and of course, now that I finally had, healed and worked through all that stuff and got to a better place, I'm like, dang, he would have made a good husband too. Too late now, but I don't care. I like what I got. Listen, New Heart Academy will help you if you're willing to do the work and if you're willing to get help. Because in that 12-week intensive, you write the vision, you develop HISA, you learn how to screen, you learn how to vet, you end up attracting MVPs that fit your vision. You gain communication skills, the whole 9. You learn the 4 crucial and critical things that make up the intentional dating skills that I teach my clients how to actually, possess those things. You go through a heart transformation every single course. And each week, it is a combination of faith, humanity, and science. Like literally every week, every course, there's therapy, church, and reality all in one. We start July 20th, and you have time. You can join even today for $149. It's right there on the website. Go to newthinglifecoaching.com. And you can join. You can get access to it. The site is going to lead you also to the podcast, Instagram, Twitter, the private group, the whole 9. In closing, let me just say this. Put on your floaties, okay? Put on your floaties. Take some swimming lessons. Take those swimming lessons in a different pool, all right? Do it in a different, cleaner pool with your HISA and your screening. I want you to just wade in the water just a little bit and realize, yeah, this pool is completely different. Let me just get my feet wet and figure this out. And like I always say, at the end of the day, dating is simply practicing at relationships. So there's no need to rush. I know a lot of you is like, oh, but I've been single for years and I'm tired. You don't know the dates that I've been. I've heard the stories. I've been in the boat. I know, like, my children's father and I, we had broke up, in 2012, and I was foolish again in 2014. I know what the dating scene is like. I've dated and then just all this other nonsense from 2014, up until now. I knew. Mama knows, child. I get it, Okay. I get it 100%. But I'm telling you, once I changed me, that changed my dating language. That changed my love language. That changed my love life. And like I said, I found myself in a different pool. And I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to sound fast and I'm not trying to sound weird, but I always say I know that there are two different types of daters. There are the all eggs people, and there's the, folks in on one, there's the, I'm sorry, the multi-daters and the all eggs. And I always say, yeah, some of you, it's like, no, I like to focus on one man at a time. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, cool, then next. And then I know that there are some who believe in the multi-dating approach, dating multiple, because again, it's just dating. And that's just that. But I'm sorry, but there is something that is so great to me when it's like I finally worked on me and gone through some things that I can say, you know what, I'm a multi-dater and I have several different MVPs. I'm not waiting when I was, at that, I was like, I wasn't waiting on a man to pick me. Then it was like, no, I get to pick. Because they all have all of these amazing qualities and da-da-da-da-da. And I was always doing just like I teach in New Heart Academy, looking to see, okay, who's making the most deposits into my Win at Love account. I was looking at their value contributing level to see, okay, how does this man add value to my life? And is this somebody who is worthy of me also even adding value to their life? There is nothing better than being in a position where you say, I have great men that I get to choose who I want to proceed with. Versus saying, I'm so sick of the bugaboos in my inbox, and oh my gosh, the last date I went on was this, and oh, here goes this guy. Well, let me talk to him. I ain't got nobody else to talk to. When you get to a better, I'm telling, it's amazing. I'm sorry. And yes, of course, for me, I made my decision and the best man won, and here we are, and that's just where it's at. But I couldn't have gotten here if I did not do the work and do other things first. So, and I had no problem with the multi-dating approach because, like I said, for me, it was also at the end of the day, dating is practicing at relationships. I was still learning things about myself. I was putting things into practice. I was still working on my conflict resolution skills, my communication skills, having that whole DPM, that dual prize mentality to make sure that I realize, like, I don't want to have the whole, like, you have to wine and dine and prove to me. No, it's like men are the prize too. Let me make sure that I'm not just being selfish. Listen, stop rushing, okay? And when you get things together and slow down just a little bit, first of all, dating is fun. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be stressful. And I tell Christian ladies all the time, online dating is supposed to be fun. That's one of those things, like after a long day, and I would tell my clients, make sure you put your time in. Because I always say you have to invest time, put your time in. So if you had a long day, if you're, taking a bubble bath and you're just sitting there watching TV, pull out your phone, you got your dating app, log in. And yeah, it's late at night. Sometimes you might encounter some foolishness. Sometimes you can also have some great conversation, but then there might be some laughs. Like there's some people, like I would call up my friend Amanda, like, girl, let me tell you what this man just said to me. It was funny to me, but I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm childish. I don't know. Dating is supposed to be fun. When you get to the point where it's stressing you out and you're frustrated, it means you're doing it incorrectly. You need to take a step back and you need to get out the pool, all right? Stop rushing because I want you to win at love. This can be your year to win at love, but the choice is yours. I want your voice to be a part of, as I always say, the resounding, we will win, because at the end of the day, that is what is going to happen for, it's already happening for many of you this year, and I love it. I love the testimonies. I've been to so many weddings already this year. I have so many more weddings coming up. Like, getting y'all's testimonies and stuff like that and things that y'all are sharing with me, y'all's wins and how things are working. When I hear y'all actually spit things back to me and start talking about, like, oh my God, Coach V, like I finally, I was learning how to pace. And oh my gosh, Coach V, like, oh yeah, the DPM, the core through. When I hear those things, I'm like, my heart's smiling because it's like, I come up with all these little corny words. And to see that you all actually putting those things into practice and sharing your testimony, I love it. I'm all for it. So let's make it do what it do. All right. Y'all be blessed. Again, I'm here for you. NewThingLifeCoaching.com. We can rapid taste. We can chit chat. But in the meantime, I pray that y'all have a fantastic weekend and get out the pool if it ain't working for you. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.